Why is it important to build a deal flow pipeline if you're planning to buy a small business? Let's talk about that in this video. Let's break down some of the key aspects of having a pipeline of deals at your disposal. My name is Marco Palmero. I'm focused on business acquisitions for myself, and I also consult with clients that wish to acquire assets in any industry and any geography. We work with entrepreneurs and business owners that want to acquire small companies to grow the size of their business. And in this video, I want to break down a concept that most people struggle to understand in the beginning, which is the idea of having a very rich deal flow pipeline. And if you want to dive deeper into that, I would say a rich pipeline of off-market deals. Now, the reason why we want to have a lot of opportunities at our disposal when we look at companies for sale is because the success rate of a deal I would say not all transactions that you're going to look at are going to be successful. And the success rate is not 100%. It's almost like a sale process, right? Not all the leads that you're getting into a certain funnel are going to convert into customers. The same applies for business owners that you're looking to potentially acquire. So the concept is, if we need to look at multiple opportunities before we find a deal, we might as well build a consistent deal flow pipeline that keeps bringing us leads and opportunities on a consistent basis. Because if we just stick to the few opportunities that are actually good and we end up not closing these deals, we will end up having to start the process all over again. And that is one of the challenges that a lot of people have been struggling with, including myself when I was in the very beginning, which was this fact that I started focusing on one deal, and that was perfectly okay, but I didn't keep my pipeline of opportunities full. And so that deal didn't close for whatever reason, and I was ultimately starting my efforts of finding opportunities from scratch. Alternatively, my suggestion and what I want to discuss with you in this video is the idea of having a pipeline that is consistent, that keeps bringing opportunities to you. So even if one fails, you still have a few more that you can initiate, that you can, act on right away. And this concept might sound obvious, if you worked for a big private equity group in the past, or if you work for companies that buy multiple assets, because these guys have tons of opportunities at their disposal, and they then select the ones that are more suitable to them. But this video is directed to all the people and business owners that want to acquire maybe their first asset, or the few companies that are second or third acquisition. And so they are wondering how they can find the perfect deal. Well, first of all, the perfect deal doesn't exist, but you can find a series of assets that are very close to the type of company that you would like to buy. And in order to get to that point, you need to have a deep pipeline, a consistent pipeline of deals. Once you have that, and you have selected a few, you can start negotiating them and try to close one. But at the same time, you don't want to interrupt the process of finding deals, because if that deal doesn't close for one reason or another, you want to have new ones that are coming to your door. And so the idea is having a consistent pipeline, business acquisitions that are coming to you every single week or day for that matter, and then keep cultivating these opportunities even if you have deals that you are in the process of closing. And that kind of leads me to the idea that I'm looking at my notes here, which is generating leads. Most people believe that, looking at public listings or companies that are available for sale online is the only way to find small businesses for sale. That is, of course, not true. There are many alternatives that you can use to find deals, and you don't necessarily need to be connected with, heavy lifters or with industry experts that know a lot about your specific vertical. Of course that helps, but if you don't have it, there's still a lot of other channels that you can leverage to find deals, especially if you do what I mentioned multiple times, which is finding off-market opportunities. So deals that nobody else is aware of. When it comes to small business acquisitions, that is by far the best way to go about doing things, at least from my perspective, because it finds opportunities that are less competitive, and in some cases they're also better from a financial perspective. And so what are some of these ways to generate leads to build the deal flow pipeline? Well, you can use online resources like emails, social media, other platforms that might have leads, although I'm not too passionate about them. You can also do cold calling and pick leads from websites, or through Google Maps, scrape some of these leads in that way. Alternatively, if you want to go the in-person option, you can go door knocking if you got a lot of time in your hands. You can go to networking events, industry conventions, where there are a lot of people within the industry that you want to buy businesses in, and start these discussions with these people. You can also leverage affiliates, which I found to be very useful in the past. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper into how all these lead generation channels work, I recorded quite a few videos, some of which are quite extensive, that can guide you through the process of building up these channels on your own, or through a third party like ourselves that can help you in building up deal flow, finding deal flow, closing deal flow, and so on. So at last, the point I want to get to is deal flow is probably the most important thing that you can have when you look at small business acquisitions, because without deal flow, you don't have an opportunity to close a deal. You fundamentally are limiting yourself if you just commit your efforts to a few opportunities and you don't keep yourself open at all times. Instead, if you scan the market on a weekly basis, you always have leads coming through, and you keep your name into the market, you're going to have a higher chance of having a lot of leads that are available to you, and ultimately, out of the volume, you're going to get a few deals that you can actually close successfully. Of course, it's a numbers game, but for that exact reason, we want to attack as many businesses as possible, get them into our funnel, then qualify them as quickly as possible. And once we have a list of the qualified targets, keep working these leads and adding onto them, so that the pipeline is full at all times. We are never interrupted because we don't have enough opportunities for sale. If something goes wrong, we can still replace them. We have deals available. We can initiate a new transaction right away. This is kind of like the mindset that we use when we approach and when we dive deeper into building deal flow systems for ourselves and our clients, when we go ahead and do deal flow origination on behalf of third parties. So you can go ahead and build a system on your own. You can do it through third parties like us. The point is, no matter how you do that, it is important to have a lot of deals coming to your doors, and through multiple channels you can achieve that, and then you're maximizing the chances of closing one transaction at the bottom of the funnel. So if you're interested in outsourcing this process to somebody like us, check out the links below to find out how you can apply to work with us. And at the same time, this is pretty much it for this video, and I will see you